We took a team from Atlanta to Ocean City, Maryland for the Ocean City Lacrosse Classic. The 11-hour drive included a trip over the Chesapeake Bay. Before arriving in Ocean City on Thursday night, we spent some time on the boardwalk and hanging out at the team house before our Friday morning games. My teammates grabbed some funnel cake on the boardwalk, which we postponed till later in the day due to rain. We had some time for breakfast and a walk on the beach. We played 2 games Friday in the Grandmasters 45 and over division, going 1-1 against local competition. The blue team is Mr. Bo, a Baltimore-based team that we played 2 closely contested games with during the weekend. Friday afternoon, we caught some practice runs for the Ocean City Airshow that was occurring that weekend. Watch for the planes crossing. After the games, we headed down to the beach. Sal showing us some special love, enjoying some body surfing and acting like 10-year-olds. After the beach, we headed to Shenanigans for some food and drinks, and perhaps a little shenanigans as well. Hanging out at the team house, I got my drone out to check out the area. As you can see, the house was not far from the Chesapeake Bay. On one side, and only a couple blocks from the Atlantic Ocean on the other side. Towards the amusement park and Ferris wheel at the end of the beach. That dude is flying up and down on the ride next to the Ferris wheel. I didn't notice this kite at first and almost flew right underneath, which could have been no bueno for my drone. What's up, gentlemen? Raph, Sal, and Tommy on the boardwalk where masks were required. The crew getting ready to head out to dinner at the Crab Bag, a great spot for some authentic Mr. Bo, some great seafood, and of course Maryland blue crabs with Old Bay. In between games on Saturday, after our 12-4 win over Guinness, another local Maryland team, I got the drone out to explore the area and show you some game action. The fields were in a really cool location, right next to a marsh on the Chesapeake, although the fields got a little wetter because of that. Fitting the field into a baseball outfield required them to cut the corners, so it's the first time playing lacrosse in an octagon. This game was between 2 of our opponents, Providence El Diablo, the 3-time defending champion, and Norrisville, a local Maryland team. El Diablo finishes this no-angle shot, and here's a nice top-shelf rip. The El Diablo defender knocks down the pass and shows some nifty stick handling in traffic. He beat Norrisville 5-3 and had a competitive game with El Diablo, which was 3-2 at half and ended up being 6-2 when they scored a couple late goals. The deep hole takes a dive here. Let's blame it on the wet fields. Squad getting some rest between games. Nice backhand feed here to set up a good shot. The thick wet grass made for some tough ground balls and a bunch of contested scrambles. El Diablo in the clear. Double team comes, El Diablo finds the open man, sets up another good shot, and another save. What's up, Hedgehogs? ran with only 16 guys all weekend and were led by our stellar defense and Danny Kaye at attack. People bring their boats to watch the air show from the Chesapeake. The air show started with some old school bi-wing daredevils. The Air Force Thunderbirds put on a great show. At times it was earth-shakingly loud, but due to their high speeds you often couldn't hear it until after they went by. Fallen Man formation. Back at the house for some cocktails and outdoor socializing.
But I don't know who it is, so I watch it like I own.
We headed to dinner at the Brass Ball Saloon, a good spot on the boardwalk. The team had a bunch of great guys that were fun to hang out with. The final day was a rainy one and the game was delayed a couple hours. We lost to Mr. Bow in overtime in the semifinals, and El Diablo repeated as champions with a win over Mr. Bow. Overall, a great weekend and a recommended tournament.